Welcome everyone. Today we'll have a new guide for Last Epoch with advanced Monolith farming. So looking behind me, I have created Monolith as an example, and we have prepared some notes over here. I have prepared some notes for you guys. So what I want to do is, let me briefly give you guys a summary of what's important, and then we dive into the video. As you can see, I'm taking some screenshots from MaxRollGG to provide us more information. So Monolith farming is very rewarding because with higher corruptions, you can be potentially getting some uber unique items which only drops at 200 plus corruption. You'll be getting extra blessings and also bonus experience rate, item drop rate, and also tons of good stuff. So currently I'm only on 117% bonus rate, and I run that for experience because this is a low corruption. In this video, we're looking into how to push for higher corruptions, 200, 500, even 800 plus. And what are the best ways to farm those maps quickly, what maps to avoid, and what is a cool system within the game. Now we'll be looking into boss farming, including rare uniques, super rare uniques, and also blessings. So what you can see here is there's some really rare uniques that gives you all resistance and also all skills. There are some really nice uniques that only comes within the boss in a certain chance, and those are quite low. So using those methods, you can be target farming those bosses and getting up to 500% and also even more rarity drop rate. We'll look into prioritization with experience farming and also how to farm the Monolith with higher corruption. There is a number of methods and also pathing that you can use using those special nodes. Those special echoes will provide you guys with randomness, resetness, and also tons of more loot, because if you use the right method, you can be getting a lot more. So coming over to the first part. In order to start farming Monolith in the endgame or in the higher level tiers, so what you want to first do is, you want to first unlock the triple Monolith over here, which are level 90. Once you unlock those and come over to the middle part, you will unlock the level 100 empowered Monolith farming. Not only do you get better blessings because of the empowered Monolith, notice I was able to get close to 75% with narcotic resistance, and I was able to get much lower resistance on physical because this is not the empowered one. The empowered one goes up to 75%, this one only goes up to 40%. So what we should do is, once we unlock the empowerment, we should be target farming a particular timeline, depends on the blessing we want, depending on the rare item drop from the boss, and also depending on what is buffed in a particular set. So for example, if you're going for, let's say if you're going for bows and things over here, so I'll show you guys an example over here. If I come over to this Monolith, if I'm farming bows, this is not better place to target farming for bows. Similarly, each of the Monolith will help you to target farm a particular type of item. So this one, I can go for one and also two-handed staff. Really good for the Warlock. So basically what you're going to see is players will target farming a Monolith depending on what they need. Sometimes they want the blessing, sometimes they want the boss drop, or sometimes they just want to target farm. But regardless, you need to level up your corruption, and this is quite important. So coming over to this example of the echoes over here, or the Monolith over here, I have farmed over 205 corruption over here on this Monolith. There are some interesting mechanics within it. So what's going to happen is, after getting over 200 blessing, or after getting over 200 corruption, you have one extra blessing choice upon killing the timeline boss. You also have a chance of dropping uber unique items from the boss kill, from the Ouroboros. So it's the end of the line boss, and this is the uber unique you can drop, and this one has some tons of good resistance, critical chance, and also plus level 1 to all skills. Really good item for any of the build. So there are two reasons to go to 200 corruption right away. And after that, what we want to do is, we want to follow some simple method of how to farm corruption quickly. And once we get over 200 corruptions, we can be looking into other methods of boss farming and also advanced farming. So briefly going through the summary notes with you guys. We want to clear the echoes as fast as I can. That's why you can notice I was making guides with movement speed, with fast speed clear. Takes less 30 seconds to clear, or takes less than 60 seconds usually, to clear each of the echoes. And if we extend as far as I can, so I'm going to find another example for you guys. So let's come over to the stolen line. I prepared this one as an example. So you want to expand, so you start over here, right? Usually start on this part. And as you expand into a pathing outwards, there is a higher chance of you finding the boss or the Ouroboros, or the Guides of Ouroboros. So this particular boss will provide you with additional corruption. Notice this one on the side, I'm trying to move my mouse, so notice my mouse over here. A +4 corruption, 26 bonus corruption, and 20 corruption bonus. There's multiple ways of farming corruption quickly if you know how to do this. So as we path quickly onto the outer waves of the Monolith, we want to be fighting the Ouroboros boss, and this will provide us with extra corruption. Now if you're farming for corruption, I would recommend killing the timeline boss first when possible, and by killing the timeline boss you'll be getting the gaze of Ouroboros. And then having the gaze, this is when the 20 corruption bonus came from. So it starts with 10 with one gaze, 20 with second gaze. So whenever you have filling up your line over here, you can kill the boss over here with the timeline boss. This doesn't reset the wave. And after doing so, you can come over here, kill the boss on the map, or the Ouroboros boss, and this will reset the map. And if you repeat this one a few times, you can easily get 200 corruption, 500, even 800. Now do keep in mind, monsters will be stronger with higher corruption, and so does the drop rate gets improved. Now should you find yourself to be having too much corruption and it's too difficult, always come back to this particular node over here, or this particular echo. This particular century will provide lower corruption for you if you come over to this one, if you find yourself with a higher difficulty. But at the moment, of course guys, I'm going for this one to get my corruption on this storyline at least 200. Now something to be aware while farming for the corruption. You do want to avoid arena maps as much as you can, because those arena waves can have 12, can have 14 or even up to 17 waves of enemies. And having those enemies means that, it will take way longer for you to clear the particular echo, and this is not great for speed farming. Now I mentioned earlier, I had one of my timeline with 205 corruption. And having lower corruption levels on other timelines means that this will actually give me a bonus corruption when I clear those. So this is where the 26 bonus corruption came from. If you look over there, can you see it? So +4 +26. The +26 is coming from because I have higher corruption on another timeline. So it's okay if you farm one timeline to 200, it'll be faster for you to farm other timelines to 200 as well. Now coming over to the second part, I did spend a little more time explaining corruption because ideally you want to be farming with at least 200 corruption for all those goodies and also bonus rates. Now that you're looking to farm, different parts of the monolith, it's important to know what we want. If we want the rare unique items from the boss, for example, for my Warlock build, I want this particular unique, the Twisted Heart, and this one will be dropping from the boss with the Raging of Dragons. And this one is a quite rare job. It took me about 5 or even 10 fights to get 2 of those uniques, and I haven't even found one with 1 legendary potential, so it is quite rare. Now similarly, you can also be farming blessings from different bosses. So if you're farming for unique items or blessings from the boss, you can use the above method, but there will be a change of rotation. So once you fill up your bar over here, instead of going for the boss right away, you want to get higher corruption first by killing the Ouroboros boss on the timeline, on the wave. And once this map resets, you'll have higher corruption, and with higher corruption, you then do the boss. And this will allow you to have a better drop rate while getting the boss with higher chance of getting better loots, and also chance for higher blessing after 200. So the difference between corruption farming and also for the boss and also item farming is that you want to kill the Ouroboros first and then do the timeline boss. Now do be aware, there will be common uniques that's dropped from the bosses, which is fixed at 50% chance, and this won't change. What we're looking for are the rare uniques that drop from the bosses, and this will be affected by the rates. There are 2 things that affect the rates. The first thing will be the corruption, so currently not much corruption for me. The second thing that will affect my rates of item is actually the amount of item rarity from each of the modifiers. So over here you can see for this particular node, this says the modifier lasts for 3 echoes with 12% increased item rarity, 8% increased experience. And this comes to another factor with advanced farming. If you're looking for better item rate, you should always go for the echoes that give a high item rarity, and you should go with the ones that last for 3 echoes. So let me give you another example over here. So if I come over to this one, this key particular reward have 8% item rarity and only lasts for 2 echoes. So there will be a difference as you stack those echoes as you pick those. So this one is a 3 echo with a 15 item rarity. It's quite important to know which one you're picking to stack all the item rarity. Now, even though the blessings drop rate are not affected by the rarity buff, having 200 corruption means that you'll be getting 1 extra blessing from the timeline boss. So I mentioned about this earlier. And now max roll GG, it is that the maximum on the idea efficiency is to get 800, is to get 500% item rarity. And using this method, I'm currently on 117% item rarity, but I was not directly farming for item rarity, but rather I was farming for corruption. So let me just show you guys over here. I'm going to clear this boss, and after clearing this boss, my corruption will go from 105 and also go up to close to 140, 60. I didn't really count. So I should kill this one quickly. If you guys are wondering, yes, I am a Warlock. I'm not saying this is the highest damage, but not bad, right? Of course, the corruption level is a little low, and this is why we're killing it fast. But I have just posted my Warlock guide onto this particular build. It's pretty decent. With 200 corruption, I don't have any problems, and things will die super fast. You can tell, I wasn't even moving. So after killing this one, let me show you guys the corruption. My corruption is 155. So from 105 to 155. And now I can path out again to get corruption even higher. So if I want to lower corruption, this is the place you come to lower corruption. But usually you want to keep going and looking for better drop rate nodes and also looking for better rarity. And notice my rarity is up to 160% by killing that particular Ouroboros boss. Now, using a similar concept and also method, if you guys are pushing for level 100 and also farm tons of experience, if you want to rush the leaderboard in the world to be the fastest level 100 for a particular class, yes, you can use similar method for item rarity, but rather go for experience farming. So notice some node over here will give you better experience. This one will give me 10% experience. Well, this one is 5% experience. This one's 5%. This one's 12% experience. Notice by picking different experience side, this can help you power leveling throughout higher dungeons and also with better experience. Now coming over to a third and also final part. This is about advanced monolith farming. I shouldn't have cleared the whole thing before I did that actually. No, I can't show you. So what's going to happen is, as you path out, remember my previous wave was very spread out. As you path out, you'll find noticeable special echoes like those 3s over here. So what you want to do is, you want to be spreading out as far as you can with the beacon echo to find all the target farming objectives, like the unique item guarantee or exalted item guarantee. And then you want to consider using Vessel of Memory once you open up your entire map. Vessel of Memory will allow you to farm those particular nodes twice, and this means double reward. And finally, you can go with Vessel of Chaos and change all the echo modifiers or all the rewards so you can have a chance of rolling for better rare ones. So this way you can be getting multiple rewards by doing this particular kind of farming. So having a high corruption level that you can speed farm while surviving the maps is quite important. And after that, we'll path away into the outer waves and try to farm the nodes on the outside of the wave because they give high stability. And while looking for all the nodes that provide us with unique and also exalted reward or anything else you needed. And then making use of the special effects I mentioned over here will give you the most benefits as you farm for those. So here are my little summary over here. Now do be in mind guys, what I have just done in the example is that I killed the Ouroboros boss. By killing the boss on the wave, you will reset the entire pathing. So you can see my pathing is reset, right? You do not want to reset the pathing until you got everything you wanted over here using those particular nodes over here and getting maximized reward. So with advanced farming in the future, you're not here to reset. You're here to get the most out of it. And yes guys, in case my instruction are a little short, there is also a screenshot from Maxroll with better and also more clear instructions, but they are a little long to read. So if you guys do want to read up, I also have the link available for Maxroll for you guys to have a look. Now hopefully the video is not too long and I explain everything to to my best abilities. And before I finish guys, remember to always spend some of your favors with Circle of Fortune. Notice that I'm currently rank 7 with Circle of Fortune. If I spend those 70,000 favors, I will be a little closer to rank 8. Remember, spending favors will help you push the rank, I believe, and in doing so, I'm trying to get to rank 8 with higher exalted rate, and I don't really need rank 9 to be honest, because I don't really need set items. So rank 8 is my goal, and then rank 10 will be pretty long away from that. Now before we finish, if you guys enjoy those Last Epoch guides, builds, and also tips, make sure you subscribe for more builds and also guides to come. And all of the notes will be available in the links below. I have collected tons of notes for Last Epoch as we make more guides, and links will be available for you guys to have a look and also, just to read up on the things we talk about in the video. So yes, please subscribe and also stay tuned for a lot more Last Epoch content. And if you guys have any tips, any advice on the game, I'm still quite new to the game, so feel free to let me know in the game or in Discord so we can be learning together with you guys with more experience.